Live in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening to all the students, teachers, mentors watching us today in this session. Thank you for joining us. It's indeed a special session today because we're launching a very special event, something that you've been waiting for. You've shown tremendous amount of excitement and interest in. The Tinkerpreneur 2021 is going to be launched with this event today, and you'll start seeing a series of sessions and activities around it. Our session today is to share with you what really Tinkerpreneur is about, giving you some more details about it, what's in store for you in the next 8 weeks. We also have few of our RMOCs with us today who've been very instrumental in our journey for planning this and otherwise also in our journey in supporting the ATLs. And we would like to hear their experience and some suggestions from them for all of you, which you can take back in your boot camp. We will also have our young innovators who will share their video testimonials with us. So we'll share those video messages with all the young innovators from the young innovators. So we'll share that soon in this session. And yeah, without further ado, let me start with a very special message by our mission director, Atal Innovation Mission, Dr. Chintan Vaishnav. He'll be sharing a special message for all our young innovators who will be a part of this bootcamp and for everyone else who will be able to benefit from these sessions that will be coming out in the next weeks. Over to you, Dr. Chintan. Thank you so much for joining us.
Wonderful. Thank you, Deepali, and welcome everyone. It's wonderful to meet you. You're probably meeting me for the first time, although there have been a few ATL events, so we may have seen each other. I'm really excited to launch this program, the Tinkerpreneur Boot Camp, for this summer. And to convey to you my measure of excitement for this program, you may be slightly surprised to know that I am registered in it as a student myself. So I plan to be a student. So I will have some interesting questions to throw at you and maybe answer a few that you throw at us. But I am really excited to be a part of this journey with you. So the idea here, as you know, is to equip students with foundational knowledge of getting started on the journey of entrepreneurship while they are in school. Now, this is like teaching somebody to fish. Many of you who are old enough may have seen this poster that used to be in many homes where there's a child catching a fish, and the caption underneath would be that give me a fish and I will eat for a day, teach me a fish and I will eat for the lifetime. In other words, मुझे एक मछली आप दें तो मैं आज खा पाऊंगा, अगर मुझे आप मछली पकड़ना सिखा दें तो मैं पूरी जिंदगी खा पाऊंगा. So so this is like teaching somebody to fish. Entrepreneurship is something that you can learn once and then you would have learned it going forward. This is like, you don't have to teach a child to learn to bicycle more than once. So this is going to be like that. So it's wonderful that many of you have chosen to join. This program, we are hoping, would teach you how to build digital products, market them, and sell them online. So the spirit of this program goes beyond just tinkering or making something or innovating. It is also about making something that somebody would want or somebody would want to pay for. That is a much higher bar. That's what we're trying to do with this Tinkerpreneur Bootcamp. So, but once you do it, you will have a business of your own. So that would be something very exciting. I'm really blown away by how much response we have had. We've had more than 10,000 registered people, students, teachers, mentors, excuse me. And in fact, there were several who said that they couldn't register. So first, let me tell you, don't be disheartened. These sessions, many of them, which are these weekday hands-on sessions, speaker talks on weekends, etc., they are all going to be live on YouTube, and you don't have to be registered in order to learn to be a tinkerpreneur through such a program. So please join us, even if you couldn't register. Now, this program, now there's another question that is coming about at us, that do I need to know anything in order to, do I need to have prior skills in order to be a tinkerpreneur? No, you don't need any prior skills. You already are talented enough and have enough creativity in you to join. And by the time we end, hopefully you would have taken, you would have created a product by learning from the market what it is that they need. And the innovation will come from there. Now, this is something that I want to just underscore once again, because oftentimes what happens is that, creativity is, we're all born with creativity. So there's no need to go look for it somewhere. But one thing that does happen is that over time, uh, depending on the surroundings and circumstances, people may begin to believe that I can't engage in a creative endeavor. And if you feel that way, let me tell you, you are wrong. Each one of us is capable of doing this. So please plug in, and you would be able to move along and do something interesting. At AIM, as you know, Atal Innovation Mission, we are always focused on transforming young innovators in such a way where they don't only remain job seekers, but are able to create jobs for people. And Tinkerpreneur Bootcamp should be able to allow you to create a possible business where you can become a job creator if it took off. So that would be wonderful to see if it did happen. So with that, I do want to wish everyone all the very best for for this exciting program. Happy tinkering and happy tinkerpreneuring. And I will be with you as we all do that. So, thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chintan. And I think the best thing that you could have set an example with was becoming a student yourself and participating in the boot camp. And we salute that spirit. And I think that would encourage all of us to do something in our own way. Even if you're not registered in the boot camp, this is a great opportunity for you to learn through the sessions that take place. And you can still do all the same things that a registered Tinkerpreneur would do. You would be able to create your own product. So thank you for those inspiring and encouraging words, Dr. Chintan. I'm sure this will be more fruitful for students, and we'll have a great journey ahead in the Tinkerpreneur. Now, we've been talking about Tinkerpreneur, but we'll share some more light on what's coming ahead and what you can expect out of this boot camp. And for that, I'll invite my colleague Swati from the ATL team, and she'll walk us through what really is Tinkerpreneur.
Thank you so much, Dipali. And I'm honored and so grateful to be a part of this launch event. And we have this very special day that we're sharing with all of you. My name is Swati, and I would like to firstly welcome all of you in this launch event of ATL Tinkerpreneur. We've already heard some very inspiring words from our very own mission director of Atal Innovation Mission, Dr. Chintan Vaishnav, and our dynamic program director, Ms. Dipali Upadhyay. I will now be taking all of you through the journey of Tinkerpreneur and what the next 2 months will look like for our registered participants and those who are interested but have not registered. After this, we will also have some very interesting people on our panel who will be sharing their views on tinkering, innovation, and the importance of a boot camp such as the ATL Tinkerpreneur. So stay tuned for that. Over the last few months, our country has seen some very turbulent times. Our very foundations were shaken, and it took all of our courage to keep fighting and to stay strong. What kept us, the ATL team, going was all of you. All of you mentors, your ATL in charges, parents, and most especially our students. In this pandemic, we launched and saw one of the most successful ATL marathons. Students, teachers, and mentors came up with incredible solutions, especially in such trying times. Today marks another special day for the ATL program, where we launch a much awaited ATL Tinkerpreneur Bootcamp. This is the very first edition of such a bootcamp at such a scale that we are humbled with the kind of excitement and interest shown by all of you. The entire community has come together to make this a success, and so we shall. So, what is Tinkerpreneur and what is our vision of this bootcamp? Let me just share a couple of slides and I'll walk you through what you can expect from this bootcamp. I hope my screen is visible. Okay, great. So, what is Tinkerpreneur? ATL Tinkerpreneur is the theme for ATL Tinkerfest this year. All the schools, all the ATLs are well aware of what Tinkerfest is all about. It is a much excited, celebrated platform during the summer for students. This year, Atal Innovation Mission is organizing the ATL Tinkerfest for all of you via this bootcamp called Tinkerpreneur. It is going to be a 2-month-long summer bootcamp which equips each student to create their own online venture. The bootcamp will leverage mentors of change. Students who have registered are going to be mapped with mentors of change, and ATL in charges are going to play a very strong supporting role for both the mentor community as well as the students. At the end of the bootcamp, we expect that the students will learn all the digital and entrepreneurial skills to create a successful digital venture. How will the journey of Tinkerpreneur look like? We started with a registration process, after which we got such a nice, strong response from all of you registered for it. We will be mapping the students who've registered with the mentors of change. All the details about the access to the resources as well as the session details are going to be shared with everybody very soon. The bootcamp begins officially on Monday. However, our speaker sessions are starting tomorrow onwards. And I will be sharing light on what our speaker sessions are going to look like for the next 2 weeks. You all will be getting daily reminders on our Atal Innovation Mission's official social media pages, on your emails, as well as on the social media WhatsApp groups. During the 9 weeks, the 2 months of this boot camp, students are going to be submitting weekly quizzes, simple assignments, just to share their knowledge and their understanding of the skills that they've learned during the week. In the final week, once we end the boot camp, students will be sharing an entire solution, an entire digital venture pitch deck with their mentors and with us. The student assignments as well as the final assignments are going to be evaluated by their mentors as well as the AIM team. And we will finally be announcing the top teams from the states as well as from the country. How are all of you going to benefit from this bootcamp? Firstly, all students, teachers, and mentors will receive a certificate of participation from AIM. We will be announcing top teams on a state and national level who will be getting special opportunities and recognition. Even those who have not registered are going to be able to attend all our expert speaker sessions and learn those skills. Students especially are going to get access to an entire repository of digital resources, online content to learn at their own pace. All the skills that are going to be shared there, students will be able to do that during school, after school, whenever they find time at their own pace. Not only will they learn technical and digital skills, but they'll also enable those skills along with business skills such as business finance, marketing, and on top of that, learn very important and crucial personal development skills. For example, how can you make a really good presentation? And finally, for our mentors and teachers, all of you not only also get access to the web portal and the content and learning resources, but you are playing such an important role in transforming our young leaders into entrepreneurs of tomorrow. So you'll be playing that part and enabling that journey for our students. How can all of you make this bootcamp a success? For students, especially those who have registered, please learn all the skills on the resource, on the web portal. Be responsive to your mentors and your teachers. Ensure that you attend all the sessions that we are organizing for you, as well as what the mentors are organizing for you. For the mentors, we hope that you are able to take multiple sessions, guide students throughout these 9 weeks. And most importantly, it is a very long boot camp, and we encourage you to keep the students motivated throughout these 9 weeks, keep them excited, and share all the experience that you have learned in on field, being in a corporate organization, being in the academia, or any field that you have been in. Share that experience with students, and I'm sure it's going to take them a long way. For our teachers, please play a very strong supporting role in hand-holding the mentors as well as the students and take them through these 9 weeks. Again, keep the children and their parents motivated throughout this boot camp. AIM team is also going to play its part. We are going to support all of you with all your questions throughout these 2 months. We will be also recognizing all of you, organizing special opportunities for the top teams, and as well organizing these key crucial expert speaker sessions throughout the 2 months. This is a really important slide which will give all of you a good sense of what the 9 weeks are going to look like. The first week is going to be all about acquiring different digital skills. The second week, you will be building a product that you have through the skills that you have learned in the first week. In the third week, you'll be refining that digital product. And this journey can continue throughout the 9 weeks. I'm sure building a product, refining a product is a journey in itself. And we've curated this curriculum to give you a guidance for the 2 months, but you're welcome to continue this process throughout the other weeks as well. In the fourth week, you'll create a business model for the product that you've created in the previous weeks. Then you'll learn how to develop digital marketing collaterals to market your product. Post that, you'll be setting up an online store to sell a product. You will start also learning a very crucial skill of business finance. And in week 8, you will be setting up your online business. And finally, you'll learn how to pitch your product to potential investors. This is a very important part of our entire Tinkerpreneur journey, and these are our speaker sessions. They're going to be in two different categories. One is our weekend sessions, which are going to be held for 1 hour, typically in the mornings, and we'll share the detailed schedule with all of you. In the weekend, we are going to be introducing the topic for the coming week. For example, on Sunday, a speaker will walk you through and give you a good overview of the topic that's upcoming, and it will be taken by an industry expert or our regional mentors of change. During the weekdays, on those particular topics, there will be very detailed hands-on sessions. Different case study examples will be shared with all of you to help you through that week and learn that skill very well. Again, these sessions are going to be taken by experts in that particular field. So do not miss out on our sessions, both on weekends and on weekdays. And this is open to everybody, those who have not registered as well. This is an overview of what the next 2 week speaker sessions are going to look like. We start tomorrow on Saturday with an introduction to digital skills and the importance of learning digital skills, and followed by different kinds of digital skills, a deep dive on each of them. As you can see, we have design thinking, we have Python programming, we have animation, and a host of different kinds of skills. And these are open to all, and we would really appreciate if all of you could join us for these sessions. Some of the frequently asked questions that we get in from our students and from our mentors is, I have listed them down here and I'll walk you through a couple of them. We have listed more than 20 digital skills and they're up for learning for students. However, you do not need to learn all of them. You need to learn one, at least one, and you're free to learn as many as you want and build a product based on that. In case some states and some schools don't have their summer break in these 2 months, in June and July, that is not going to be an issue because this entire program is very self-paced and depends on the student themselves. You can put in an hour after your school or during the weekends to complete this bootcamp. Like our mission director had pointed out, the objective of this bootcamp is not just to come up with the most innovative solution, but the objective is to build an entire venture around your product, to make it the most user-friendly product, something that somebody would want to buy from you. Those are the skills that you're going to be learning in this bootcamp. A very important question is on the time commitment. We expect that mentors will need to pitch in 2 to 4 hours a week with their student teams, and students will need to attend all the sessions that AIM organizes and what their mentors organize. So 2 to 4 hours of sessions, and learning the skills at their own pace would need another an hour or two to complete the skill and the quiz and the assignment for it. To reiterate, AIM is going to be facilitating the learning firstly by mapping students to mentors based on their region and their language preferences, so that there is somebody whom you can directly reach out to in case you have questions. AIM will also be conducting hands-on session on weekdays and an overview session during the weekends. Even after this, if some of you have questions, please feel free to reach out to your mentor, reach out to us through this ATL query resolution portal. On the ATL query resolution portal, which is available on our AIM website, you will find a category of Tinkerpreneur where you can write your query, share your screenshots of any error that you're facing, and we will do our best to help you as soon as possible within 48 hours as you raise your query. Thank you so much for your patience, for listening in to me, and I hope that together we can make this bootcamp a success. Thank you so much, and Dipali, over to you.
Thank you, Swati. And I think those were some very relevant information and details that I'm sure a lot of our registered participants would want to know. We are excited to bring this forward to you and onboard you in this Tinkerpreneur journey. I hope you're all as excited as we are. All right, so we move to the next part of our session today, which is on experience sharing. We have three of our mentors with us, regional mentors of change, who have joined us for this session today. And we'd like to hear from them their experience and their suggestions and guidance to our young innovators. Our first guest this evening is Mr. Kiran Kumar. Mr. Kiran Kumar is a mentor of change, and he's also a regional mentor of change. He's an innovation, product strategy, and management professional with over 25 years of work experience. He has been a part of brainstorming since the inception of Tinkerpreneur. So he's been absolutely instrumental in a lot of exchange of ideas and has also served as an inspiration by conducting such boot camps in his region and in the school. So that serves as a great pilot for us and a great example for us to hear from him and share his thoughts on the Tinkerpreneur Bootcamp. Mr. Kiran, thank you so much for joining us for this session today. You've, we've never negated the importance of coming up with solutions, and that's the whole idea around innovation, that you come up with ideas and solutions for the community, and you innovate for a cause. Now, when we talk about innovating for a cause, and then we're talking about entrepreneurial skills, and there is a community to a business element, which is not really just for the greater good. It is also that you are able to sell that product. So, what, in your view, is the importance of this aspect of the innovation life cycle of being an entrepreneur and acquiring those entrepreneurial skills, isn't it sufficient to just be innovating for the community?
Yeah,
What are your
sure.
thoughts on that?
Definitely. So hope you can hear me, ma'am.
Yes, can hear you clearly. Please go ahead.
Okay. Good. That's a wonderful question, very crucial question, ma'am. Let me take a few minutes to share my thoughts and perspectives. So good evening, everyone. My name is Kiran. I come from Bangalore, Karnataka. I've been in RMOC. So to answer the question, basically, if you see today, let me set the context first. If you see today in the ATL, students have been tinkering, they have been innovating, they have been solving challenges and problems. They are even submitting their ideas to ATL marathons and many other innovation competitions. But what I see is many of the students, they work on their tinkering projects, they build some prototypes, um, and only problem is they don't realize how to take the prototype forward. They don't see the value of it. They don't realize what lies beyond prototyping. So that is where some of the challenges are, and many a times I see that good ideas are just abandoned by students. Good projects, good prototypes, they just die down there. They don't go any further.
Mm.
But by allowing them to take their ideas or solutions or prototypes further and take it all the way till market, first of all, first and foremost, the most important thing I feel is we can give them a sense of direction and purpose, which is very, very crucial. Without that sense of direction and purpose, people will be lost. Students are lost. They don't see the need for taking it further. Okay, they'll say, I built a prototype, it satisfied my curiosity. I showcased it here and there. Maybe I won some prizes, I got some certificate, but that's it. So they keep jumping, hopping from one project to another, one prototype to another, and this is what I see many a times. Of course, there are few students who really pursue an idea, that is fantastic. But most importantly, by allowing them, giving them the knowledge and skills and exposing them to a world beyond tinkering, we can, it gives them a purpose and direction and also a motivation. Motivation is very, very important. Without motivation, they will not know, they will not have the motivation to even improve the prototypes or to improvise or polish or even look at end user needs and understand their needs and get the feedback from them. And they'll also learn what works in the real world, what doesn't work in the real world. So if you see today, I mean, in a traditional schooling system, we don't have the feedback from the outside world. I mean, students just learn something from the textbook and they probably memorize it and they write the exams and pass the exams. But there's no feedback. Neither we allow students to go test things out in the real world, nor do they take any feedback from the real world. So we need to expose them to the real world itself to see what happens, what works, what doesn't work, things like that. So that is very important. That's what happens when you allow them to take their ideas and solutions to the market. The third most important thing that they will acquire is a lot of skills and competencies. For example, when they have to take their idea or prototype all the way and build a product and then market it and sell it and make money, in the process, they also acquire a lot of skills in tools and technologies. They will learn how to convert their skill into a tangible or a concrete product or a service that is of value to people, that customers are willing to pay for and buy from them. So it really exposes them to the outside world. And rather than being a real mere consumer, they'll they learn the skills of how to be a producer of things. And in this end-to-end journey, they also learn to acquire many 21st century skills. For example, they'll learn about communication skills, collaboration skills, perseverance skills, leadership skills. Many of these skills are really required to succeed in the outside world, which unfortunately they may not get it in their regular schooling system, but this is what exposes them. It opens up a whole new world for students. This is what happens. And in the process of doing all of these, they learn the ropes of entrepreneurship in a very practical way, very simple way. It's not that entrepreneurship means, it doesn't mean that they need to start a company, hire employees, have an office space, have a lot of money to invest in. Nothing of these are required. It's all a myth. We are just busting all these myths and saying you can start on your own, sitting at your home. All you need probably today with use is a computer and even maybe sometimes just a mobile phone and an internet access. That's it. And you can do a lot of things sitting at home. As part of your entrepreneurial journey, I mean, when you are taking your product or idea, whatever it is, to the market, you learn what is expected in the market. What are the expectations? What are the demands? What are consumers looking for? And you learn about how to sell your product. How can you come up with a business model which will allow you to figure out whom to target your product with? You cannot sell it to everybody. You can sell it to a specific targeted customer base. You learn that. You learn how to price your product. Should I price it high premium, or should I price it for the mass market? You will also learn how to market it, how to promote it. What are the different techniques? Can you run a marketing campaign? These are the kind of things that they get exposed to. Real world skills. They learn about pitching. They learn about selling. They, most importantly, they learn about earning money, which is the most crucial thing ultimately for somebody to stand on their own feet. So they can start their own business, a part-time business when they're still studying. They can be earning active income or passive income, especially with these kind of digital tools and technologies that we're talking about. You can build a digital product which can be built once and sold multiple times, unlike a physical product wherein you need to manufacture it again and again, which requires heavy capital. In digital products, you just copy it, replicate it, and keep selling it. You can sell it online. You don't even have to physically meet the customer. Everything can happen on an online store. Things like Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, all of these can be used. So digital platforms are to the rescue today. And you earn income, you can become job creators rather than job seekers, because in the future, in the near future, the world is changing very dramatically. And entrepreneurship is a basic imperative. It's a fast changing world in which, if you see today in the last 1 year, the pandemic has completely changed a lot of things. The socio-economic conditions are changing, and digital technologies like artificial intelligence, robotics, Internet of Things, all of these are completely transforming the way we live our lives, and it's also disrupting things. And because of this disruption, a lot of job losses are happening, a lot of automation is happening. Of course, new type of jobs are getting created, but these new type of jobs requires greater creativity, innovativeness, and you need multi-dimensional skills to be able to take up these jobs and execute it well. So it's most important is for students who are going to graduate in the next few years, it's vital to acquire this end-to-end skills starting from today, not when they graduate, not when they grow up, right from today, because they have to need time to hone up their skills and to earn and stand on their own feet. And they have to do this in a very dynamic and turbulent future. So this is what I would like to share as my thoughts and perspectives. I hope I have not taken too much time. So, yeah.
Not at all. Thank you so much, Mr. Kiran.
Thank you, ma'am.
Those were some very good insights. And I think the key takeaway from what you said is that it's not just, really about the online venture that you set up, but it's the journey and the skills that you pick along the way, which will really, develop you as an innovator also in your journey to understand the end-to-end concepts around creating a product. And you very rightly pointed out that a lot of times, because of that motivation not being there of what next, things get dropped at a prototype stage where they could have actually reached a much bigger frame in itself. So very rightly mentioned, some great points, and I'm sure those points will be kept in mind by our young innovators when they're going through this journey themselves. Thank you so much, Mr. Kiran. You also mentioned about digital disruption, and for that, I have our next guest for this evening today, and that's Dr. Rama Vedinathan. She is from our mentors community. She's been doing exceptional work in her region, has coached and mentored hundreds of thousands of students in her region, and plays a key role in terms of sharing inputs and insights with AIM team as well. Dr. Rama, thank you so much for joining us for this session. Dr. Rama is a director at Dr. APJ School, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Center of Excellence in Innovation and Entrepreneurship. She will share with us some of her thoughts, and I have a question for you, which I take from Mr. Kiran. He mentioned about digital disruption, and while this bootcamp focuses on digital skills, and we've seen with the pandemic that there's been a speedy and forced adoption of digital skills, and I think that has been the silver lining in all this, that people have started working from home, using a lot of remote tools and technologies to manage the day-to-day work. Who would have imagined that school students would actually be using digital tools in India to actually cover the school syllabus, and has been going on for over a year now. Now, with this, what in this current situation and for the future, we know there's a digital disruption with this pandemic. How important are digital skills beyond the basics, of course, beyond basic use of collaborative tools being used? How important is it, not just for students, but for across, different roles, be it a teacher, be it a mentor, be it a parent, to really learn these and pick these up for them to be future ready? Ma'am, you're on mute. Dr. Amma, you're on mute.
Yeah. So firstly, thank you very much for inviting me to this session, and it's wonderful to be with such great performers like Kiran and Rajit. And I'm also very excited to see 1,100 students joining live, and I'm very sure the other 9,000 are also going to watch this YouTube event. So it's absolutely wonderful that you all are listening to the session to see what is in store for you. So this Tinkerpreneur is a very, very ambitious and a very interesting program, and I'm sure students are going to benefit from participating in this. So for any program like this to be a successful, all the stakeholders have to be involved and they have to support. So if we look at the stakeholders in the education sector, all of them have been learning their digital skills. They have been forced to learn the digital skills since April 2020. Now, if we look at the school systems, the administrators, the principals and heads of departments, the way they have been working has completely changed. The way timetables are set, the way they monitor classes and have examinations. So all of that has changed, and I think they have been supporting the Atal Innovation System. In many schools, they have given one period, at least once a week, to the ATL system. So we all are very thankful to them that they have included the ATL system in the digital setup. So definitely the school management is very supportive, and we expect them to continue to support us. And the teachers have been, I think some of them have been rock stars. They've been the stabilizing force. And I have seen a change since April of 2020 in May, when they started learning how to handle collaborative classes. It's a challenge to manage the students effectively, manage the discussions, and then engage them with some activities. Otherwise, we just lose the students. So I think that the teachers have been very, very innovative in doing this. And again, here, ATL has been very, very, very supportive in coming up with the Tinker at Home curriculum last year. I saw we had a couple of sessions in our schools, and students were very excited with some of the apps that were being used. And that is where when students learn about IoT or sensors and other things, and then they see a usage, that is when I think it makes an impression on them that, oh, this is how it is being used, how technology is being used. So there, I think teachers have been making an impact. School administrators have been making an impact by learning digital skills. And as a mentor, I've been on the learning curve. So from last year, I've been teaching myself from the Tinker at Home kit. I've been learning participating in the Adobe EduConnect, making some very basic websites and flyers. And I attended the Plesmo mobile app also. So I'm not going to become an expert mobile app creator at this age, but then, I do understand the logic, and I understand what could be a successful app and what would be the time taken to create something, because students do come up with ideas, and as a mentor we need to push them in the right direction. So understanding how an app is created is very important. So I have told myself after I saw Dr. Chintan that I am also going to follow his footsteps and attend each of the classes the next 2 months, because I need to learn. Thank you, sir. So, okay, the parents also play a very, very important role, especially now. We are looking at the summer timing when, we cannot request the teachers, and teachers and principals do not have an effect on them. So it's the parents who have to give them the space. And I know it is very overwhelming for the parents, because, the last couple of months, I have seen parents are also very, very tired of monitoring the students, finding out what are they doing. Is it good web time, screen time, or bad screen time? That differentiation, it's very, very challenging. I know that parents are getting very overwhelmed. And, when there are multiple siblings, we need to ensure that the infrastructure available with them, with the parents, has to be utilized properly. All those challenges are there. And I think parents is something that, that stakeholder we need to probably focus more. I know that AIM has been doing a couple of events where you had some fantastic parents coming and speaking about how they've been supporting the students. So I think now the success of the program also needs the support of their parents. So finally, the students, all of these 10,000 and more students who are going to be participating in this. I think it is very important, because, till now you've been consumers. You've been learning. Somebody tells you something, you listen to it. So now you have an opportunity to create something that you want. I think that is extremely important. The prize that you get is not the prize that somebody is going to give you at the end of 2 months. Your 2 month journey is going to be an adventure, and what you learn is going to help you later in your life. I think, that is something that you will realize. Maybe it doesn't make an impact right now, but I'm sure, like, Steve Jobs said, some of you will be talking like that and saying, what I learned at that time, it will all connect later. So, yeah, for the students, I think it's a change in mindset. So one, when you make a project, you do something that is feasible and what you're interested in. If you're interested in a game, you want to create a game because your friends will like the game, or you want to make a quiz and things like that. Now, in this Tinkerpreneur, we are adding a small part to this, the entrepreneur bit. So now your mindset will change. You need to start making products, not something that you want to make and you like, but something that somebody is going to pay you money. So you're going to look at the customer mindset or customer's point of view. I think that is going to be a change in mindset. And I think, that is what I would think is the success of the program. If we are able to make students feel confident about themselves, that they can create something out of what they have learned. Secondly, create something of value to somebody. Think that change. And then the third most important thing, your positive feeling that you can solve problems around you. You don't need somebody from somewhere to come and solve your problems. You have technology in hand, and you can solve problems. If you have ideas, you can solve problems. So that's a mindset change that we are looking at. And I hope, and I'm very sure that we are going to make progress in this. Yeah, thank you for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rama. Very nicely said. Very, very, very good points there. I picked up one very special one, which you said was we're learning throughout, and very good example with Dr. Chintan, where he's becoming a student again. And I think in so many ways we're all always learning. I think this is a big call out to all parents, and I add on to what you said, that parents will really be instrumental in ensuring this is successful, while the mentors will play a key role in that. But parents also would have to understand this is good screen time, and this is a good investment of their children's time and learning something that will help them for life. These are life skills you very rightly mentioned. And I reach out to all parents with this YT Life to tell them and request to them that come together as a family. You know, all of you learn with us. We're all learning as AIM team in this boot camp. It's not just about ATL students, it's about all of us coming together and learning, be it the mentors of change, be it the ATL teachers, the principals, students, parents, and all of us. So yeah, please come forward and learn, do it together. Thank you so much, Dr. Rama, for sharing your words. And this indeed will be important in terms of learning digital skills for being future ready. All right, with that, we come to our next guest for this evening. We have Mr. Rajit Nair with us today. Mr. Rajit is an international strategist with 27 years of experience as strategy developer, marketing management consultant, and a corporate trainer in India and MENA. He is also a well-known inspirational speaker, career guru, trainer, mentor, and has been a very active mentor of change, of course, and has been contributing towards AIM's initiatives for many years. Mr. Rajit, thank you so much for joining us for this
Thank
session.
you.
It's a
Thank
privilege
you.
for us to have you here. You've been
Same here.
working with ATL students since 2018, and most recently, in the last 1 year, you've also been a regional mentor of change. You interacted with hundreds and thousands of students, teachers, other mentors, and principals across schools.
Sure.
What is your guidance and advice after you've been a part of the thinking and the planning for the Tinkerpreneur as well? What is your guidance to students and to the people who are registered for this session and people who will be participating in this boot camp on how they can really maximize the benefit out of this boot camp, and what are some of your tips for them?
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dipali. And thank you, Chindan sir, for reminding us learning is a lifelong process. Okay, thank you. Thank you, AIM, actually, for the most rewarding opportunity and experience as a mentor of change for the past 2 years. And the Tinkerpreneur Bootcamp is actually a game changer. Okay, and the timing of this launch is simply great. I mean, not only because of the summer vacation, as we are passing through, one of a lifetime stressful situation. Sponsored by COVID and the intermittent lockdowns. This boot camp is actually need of the hour. I will prove that, okay, with statistics. Because a few recent surveys, pan India as well as in Kerala, my state, throw light to many alarming feedbacks regarding the mental health of children due to stress created by sitting at home idle, doing nothing. So Dibali, 23.44% of students who participated in the survey showed symptoms of depression. 11.16% or 16% showed symptoms of anxiety disorder, and 10.13% at least once had suicidal thoughts in the immediate past. So that's why I said the timing of this boot camp is perfect, and it's a trailblazer, which will ease the tension, which will engage students in activities that will take their minds off from all these stresses, away from the conventional subjects. We already spoiled them. Let them enter into the world of ideas, ideation, technology, and a taste of entrepreneurship. As Ms. Swati did the walk through, how well the topics are interwoven. And dear children, what I need to say, with more than around 20-25 digital skills are in the offering, and you are getting an opportunity to learn them much ahead of your typical academic road. So please utilize it. Honestly, this bootcamp curriculum is now more than a university program on entrepreneurship. So in addition, you are being handheld by mentors and of course experts coming on weekends that have special sessions, ensuring a seamless journey as an entrepreneur. So why we are all called mentor? Because as a mentor we had walked that path before you. That's why we know where are the problems, the potholes, where are the dangers, which way you need to take. That's why we are mentors. Many of us started our own enterprises, and we know that. I mean, I started like 4 and 3 failed utterly. Okay, so, and then so from that experience I started another one, and it's running with God's grace good. So in adult tinkering labs we learn ideation, and this is Kiran Saab also said. And then when we reach a roadblock after the prototyping, The answer to the question many people asked, what's next? Is the answer is Tinkerpreneur Bootcamp. Okay, so here you will be guided on how to convert your idea into a digital product and how to launch the product online, and including even digital marketing. Okay, which is the trend of the time. So Bootcamp will provide the entire life cycle of entrepreneurship, and I'm confident that Bootcamp is going to provide you with a lifetime experience. So don't miss it. Finally, my appeal to parents is to encourage your children to participate in such initiatives. So every time when I get an opportunity, I say this. In India, we always think about the government jobs, the sarkari naukari. Okay, then we know or favor only very few professions like healthcare, of course, doctors, and then engineering, and maybe civil service. So there are other highly rewarding professions and than these, and that you should understand. So digital disruptions, as Dr. Rama said and Kiran Saab said, and C19 are changing the job landscape, and brighter minds are taking a detour of being an employer rather than an employee. So this is where your children are coming up. So risk-taking is one of the 21st century skills required for any profession. So this skill is a prerequisite, and the important trait of an entrepreneur is risk-taking, and acquiring the skill will make your children, our children, more confident to face any distress situation and positively impact their mental health. This is how I connect. Therefore, parents, please encourage them to participate in such activities, and dear children, utilize every session, learn every skill, and get yourselves future ready, and your outlook will be changed. That's guaranteed. Hope I answered your question, Deepali. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rajit. Of course you did, and I think you put forward a very interesting fact, and it really feels like we are going to be doing something good by something great rather by encouraging and investing that time into something more constructive, productive, and something that will be distracting and engaging for the children, especially when the kind of numbers you quoted. It's disturbing to know that. So thank you for sharing and bringing in this new perspective of mental wellness into this, that this is not just contributing to your skills as an innovator, but it's also contributing to something so important at this point in time, which is on mental well-being and staying healthy from your mind and body. And yeah, this is another call out to people who haven't registered or thought about it. I think this is now what you should really think about, at least from joining the sessions and learning and trying to divert your mind to something which is going to help you for future. Thank you so much, Mr. Rajit. Thank you for your words. And as always, you're inspiring in what you share. Thank you for doing that. I thank all the mentors of change who had joined us today for this session. We now have some of our young innovators who will share their experiences of having gone through something similar in their school boot camps, and also a special message for all the young innovators who will be embarking on this Tinkerpreneur journey with us from next week. We'll share those video messages with all of you. Over to the sharing. Just give us a minute.
I'm Vijay Subramanian. I was a part of the earlier bootcamp, which was a great learning experience for me. The most exciting part which I felt was learning about online businesses and how to earn an income. So what is it? What is an online business? An online business is a business that uses online platforms to sell the products. For taking a business online, one needs an online store. During the bootcamp, I learned how to set up stores and felt great to be on the other side of the fence, being a seller, not a buyer. I learned all the skills required to set up an online store. Next step was to sell the products. Before the product sales comes the sales pitch. Before this bootcamp, I didn't have any idea what was sales pitch or how to do it. But a sales pitch is nothing but to explain the features or explain your product to the audience and persuade them to buy it. During this bootcamp, I learned how to present my product to the audience and explain its features in a short and crisp manner. It was really a great experience for me. And to you all because many people have good or even great products but are unable to sell it because they don't know how to pitch their products and persuade others to buy it. So at the end, my message would be actively involve yourself in this Tinkerpreneurship bootcamp, which will surely help in your future as we need more market leaders and job creators.
Opportunities during a global pandemic must have been challenging to find, they said. But the digital scaling and prototyping bootcamp fell right into my lap, and I couldn't be any more grateful. I was introduced to a spectrum of digital skills, from creating a simple Google form to creating my own website. I came a long way during the tech. There would come a day where I could make a customized Alexa quiz that anyone could access, but it came sooner than ever. Augmented reality on multiple media platforms always seemed mind-boggling to me. Learning how to augment pictures, videos, text, and much more onto anything was something I would have regretted having missed. Have you ever wondered how the chat boxes on all of those websites reply to you almost instantly? For not only do I understand the working of a chatbot, but I can even create my own. These are some of the skills I credit the foundation of my website to. Shiksha Mitra is positioned as a helping tool for children who are moving in secondary from primary change to adjust to. Shiksha Mitra was created for these kids to experience fun learning with attractive presentations, stimulating videos, and games that make learning an absolute cakewalk. In conclusion, I would like to say unanswered questions more often than not remain unanswered. Curiosity leads you to paths that have never been taken before. Curiosity leads to completion of dreams. Curiosity keeps you going. I would urge everyone to up and do things they never thought they would do because it leads to beautiful treasures that you never knew you had in you. All those questions you have about the digital world will finally find answers this summer. Thank you.
Hello everybody, I'm Anurag Kashyap of Grade 10. During the bootcamp that I attended, I learned many skills that shape the world today. And by the end of it, I could create my own project. My project was a peer learning website. As the name suggests, it's a website where peers can share useful resources and knowledgeable information. I came up with solutions to some of the basic problems faced by students during as lack of experiential learning and strained online interactions. Anyways, keeping that aside, we all know that in this new era of information, we need to keep updating ourselves in the technologies. Today's tech doesn't remain the same after a few years, it keeps changing. So never stop learning. Creativity is thinking up new things, and innovation is making new things. And with them both combined, you become unstoppable. So, try new things, try implementing them, and never ever stop learning. Always be good learners. And as for that, I'll be joining this Tinkerpreneur program as well. So, see you there.
Hello everyone, I'm Nakshatra from class 10 at Hebbal earlier boot camp. I would like to say that it was an amazing experience. At first, I had no idea as to how to create my own digital product, but I could easily create one. So, to briefly tell how to build digital products. Digital products are much easier to create, market, and sell. In the case of physical products, they need to be manufactured and sold, but a digital product can be built once and sold multiple times. Few examples are mobile apps, e-learning materials, etc. Talking about the marketing of digital products. Marketing involves promoting your digital products among customers in order to make us all that. This bootcamp helps you to come up with more of your innovative ideas or creativity. It will definitely benefit you in the future. You can start your own business when you're still studying. Wonderful, right? All these things? Then what are you waiting for? Go ahead and join the bootcamp now.
A big thank you to all our wonderful young innovators. A big round of applause to them for having gone through this boot camp and for such a special message to all the others who will be participating in the boot camp. I'm personally very encouraged, and I can see the transformed journey in themselves also as they speak and as they conduct themselves. It is showing that they've gone through a boot camp of this nature, and that shows in their ability to pitch it to us for the next boot camp. So thank you so much for sharing that message with us. All the young innovators are excited, I'm sure, with this message. With that, we come to the close of this evening and this session. I encourage all of you again to participate in the boot camp, join the sessions. If you're registered, you'll get the information through our social media channels and through emails and other communication networks and channels that we'll be building up for communicating with you. Your mentors and various volunteer teams will be in touch with you throughout the boot camp. We'll have multiple platforms for you to understand more, even with after the sessions. And during the sessions, of course, maximize your learning by learning as many skills as you have the time for, and staying through the entire bootcamp to really reap the benefits of it and take your journey forward as an entrepreneur, as a tinkerpreneur. Any last thoughts, Dr. Chintan, before we close the session?
No, this has been a wonderfully exciting hour. And I really felt that all three mentors of change, Kiranji, Ramaji, and Rajit ji, I think their words, if one can remember just these many words, their life would be different, would have changed. Especially, I was just thinking that, this whole idea that if one asks a question, okay, what is it that you can't learn in our current education system? The one answer would be that current education system is set up where you are given the solution before the problem. So you are taught how to answer a question, and then the question appears in your exam. In the real world, the problem comes before the solution. And so I think the skills that people would learn by going to the market, like Kiran said, so vital, such a vital point. The other thing that really struck me also was that this idea of becoming a creator rather than a consumer is such an important idea. Very fundamentally, if you look around, anything that's not natural, such as a chair, a table, whatever, this computer that we are speaking through, anything that's not natural was at some point somebody's imagination. And bringing that imagination into some kind of manifestation, such an important, a powerful capability. So I hope people take advantage of it, and we can really topple the paradigm a little bit, at least for this summer. So thank you, everyone, and look forward to engaging with you as a student now.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chintan. Thank you so much to Dr. Rama, Mr. Rajit, and Mr. Kiran for joining us for this session. Thank you to the entire ATL team, Swati Kishore, Madhuri, Naba, Vishnupriya, Ronak, and Jayant. They've all been instrumental, and Varya. They've all been instrumental in putting together this Tinkerpreneur bootcamp for you and packaging it in such a way that you as our consumers like it and are enjoying it. We'll see you from tomorrow onwards in our various sessions that are planned, and you'll see the calendar. Hope to have a very fruitful Tinkerpreneur bootcamp. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe. We'll see you later. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.